Russell T. Davies is a complete hack writer. He's lazy. This entire Doctor Who season has just been bad writing. It looks like somebody's first draft rather than complete episodes. And I'm going to get into why and what's going on, not just with 73 yards, but with the new episode coming up as well. It's beyond just a woke train wreck. Obviously, there's the problems with Gatwa and the forced black LGBTQ narratives into everything that are just obnoxious, and that is something that makes this completely unwatchable. But just on the regular writing level, there's so many problems, and it's clear that the fans are not being respected. He's not taking his job seriously, Russell T. Davies. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse the more that comes out about this show. It's really sad to watch. Now, back before the show came out, he warned us about this. He said it's going to piss off fans, and he was pleased with that. He was smug about it in the interviews. He then said that this is not really going to be a science fiction show anymore because science fiction requires rules, it requires thought, it requires creativity. He was going to just go into the realm of fantasy, which it has. None of these Doctor Who episodes make any particular amount of sense at this point. It's not like they're grounded in the real world with the Doctor saving reality with different aliens and things out there. Now they're just random gay song and dance numbers break out in episodes where it just throws you out of the whole deal. It makes the immersion impossible because there's just absurdity going on all the time that makes zero sense. And I thought when I reviewed 73 yards... why are they using yards, by the way? Why aren't they using, meters? Has anybody asked that question yet? Because, obviously, again, this is another nod towards the American Disney Plus audience and not caring about the audience in Europe like Doctor Who used to do. But gosh, I could go off on that for a while. But that episode really just lingered, and while it was the most entertaining of the entire series to date, it didn't offer any sort of conclusion. It didn't go anywhere. It was like somebody came up with a half concept and didn't have an ending. And that's what Russell T. Davies did here. And now he's showing that it was intentional that way, and I really do think it is laziness, and I think he's, trying to pretend like there's some sort of deeper meaning towards it to try to cover for the fact that it's just hack terrible writing. And that's what we'll get into here today. My name's John Delarose. If you're new to the channel or if you're old to the channel, I really appreciate you being here. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join our community. We have live streams and the like that go behind membership walls after it's over, and I appreciate if you want to support the channel that way. It'd be great. I also write my own science fiction. The one thing I know as a writer is that when you make promises to readers, you need to fulfill those promises. That's something I learned early on from Brandon Sanderson. I talked with him at length back in the day, and I kind of modeled my writing on when a fan sees something, a reader sees something, and you set up something. It was called Chekhov's Law originally. If there's a gun on the table, somebody needs to use it in the episode because otherwise, like, why would you have a gun there? And that's making promises to readers and fulfilling them. That's what I do in this trilogy here. So please check this out on Amazon. It's available in ebook, print, and on audiobook. I'll put that link in the description below, along with other ways to support us. Appreciate you guys for being there. You are smart science fiction fans, and that's what they can't really pull the wool over on you, and that's why these episodes are failing so badly, both in the reviews and in the ratings. And I'll get into the upcoming one after we go through this article right here. Doctor Who showrunner is never going to reveal the answer to that 73 yards mystery. Okay. Featured mysteries upon mysteries. Yes, he set up a lot and then didn't finish anything is exactly what happened in the episode. It was actually entertaining for like the first half of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, this is kind of going nowhere. And it didn't. It just went into some sort of cycle. And so here's what he said. When he talked about this. He said, "You will never know. I'm not going to tell you what she says." This is what the old lady Ruby said to Ruby when they kind of swapped places, I guess. "It's up to you to sit there and think, well, what could someone say who could make a mother run away for her daughter forever?" Now, remember, when this sort of thing happened here and the lady was talking, full trained secret agents ran away, like even ones that were sitting with Ruby and a big good distance away, like you couldn't actually hear what she said, obviously. Then disavowed her and disappeared in this whole deal. And they had psychic training. They made a whole deal about this. So there had to have been something supernatural going on beyond just what words could be said to make this happen right away. And that needed to be set up, and it needed to be something that the writer actually had in mind. Clearly, Russell T Davies didn't have anything in mind. You could look at yourself. What would make me do that? Once you start to do that, you enter the real horror story, the dreadful things being said there, terrible things. And so he clearly did not have an answer to the question that he set up in the episode. And that's not how you write mysteries. A good mystery writer always has the answer first and works backwards from there. If you look at the Agatha Christie novels from back in the day, you could tell that was her process in writing those mystery novels. Sherlock Holmes, very much the same. The mystery has to have that resolution, and the reason the good writing works is you set up these clues, you set up red herrings into them for an audience to kind of like come up with their own ideas, and then they go, oh, that was a surprise that it ended up that way. That's how a good mystery works. When you write a mystery and, the mystery is just a mystery, it could mean anything, it's up to you, that just means that he didn't write a mystery. That means he just was lazy in the writing. He didn't come up with it himself. He doesn't have the answer himself. And he just put it out there and rushed it out and collected a check for it. That is literally hack writing right there. On display completely, which has been the case of every Russell T Davies episode for this whole deal. It's absolutely crazy that he's going out here and admitting this in interviews smugly. It tells the audience that they're so stupid that you're just going to buy anything that we put out there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the answers to the mysteries are. It doesn't matter how this lady did this. It doesn't matter how the time loop brought people back. It doesn't matter if there's any internal consistency within the show, because remember, the time loop just kind of happened and switched things back. It took years to do, even though in the first episode, the butterfly effect switched Ruby real quick and he just breathed it back to life and then she turned back real quick. None of it has any internal consistency to it. And that's why it's fantasy instead of science fiction now, because they literally just don't care. They're just putting crap out there. They're going to shove a diversity message in your face, and you're going to like it, bigots, or else, is what they do. Now let's get to the new episode, which, again, just shows Russell T Davies' hack lazy writing. This is Dot and Bubble coming up, and this is what you can see here. Unsolicited request. I hope Gatwa's not sending unsolicited D-pics in this episode. I can only imagine that would be the case, with that's the next LGBTQ step here, right? Because they love to brandish those about online. Oh my gosh, but that's what it looks like. Now, if you scroll down in the article here about what this episode's about, it's a ripoff of Black Mirror. So here it is, and of course they call it a nod to. This is probably our clearest step into Black Mirror territory, says Russell T Davies, which I love. I'm a huge fan of Charlie Brooker. He's immensely brilliant, but there's a little bit more freedom in Doctor Who madness in Dot and Bubble. There's a sense of fun. No, there's not. And the monster in the middle of it. Typo on Bleeding Cool right here. But so although Black Mirror, it's like Black Mirror, like it's more Doctor Who. It's got the bones and blood of our favorite show. I bet it'll be nothing like Doctor Who, at least the past Doctor Who. Now, this is what they've been doing also. They've been ripping off things coming before. They're even setting up a Bad Wolf-style mystery that was going on in the Maestro episode. And you're supposed to care about this mystery that's surrounding somebody who's coming soon or something. And it looked like the way Bad Wolf was set up back in the day. So he's ripping off his own stuff. If you look at Stephen Moffat's Landmine episode, that was a ripoff of old Doctor Who. And now you look at this and you're going to get a full Black Mirror ripoff. Well, Black Mirror was a very popular thing for a bit, and it makes sense that he'd be ripping that off. But it's, again, another incident of Russell T Davies just using lazy writing and hack writing in order to just create Doctor Who episodes. Now, it's really weird to me that he has to do this. It's not like there's a giant rush. This has been in production for a while, and they're actually going down to 10 episodes. Remember, they used to do 14 episodes a season. So they're cutting episodes. They have to write less. They have to do less. They have to, tie less in and actually keep less continuity in mind. And yet they're doing a worse job of all of these things across the board as this comes out. And then when they don't even answer their own questions, when they don't even have it written down and didn't even try, They go, oh, we're just going to leave it a mystery for you to decide. Wow. How stupid do they think we are? I guess we know the answer to that. If you have the answer to that, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my Stars Entwined trilogy on Amazon. This is good writing on display, and I appreciate you guys for being there.